The most expensive Porsche to own isn't the one with the highest sticker price. It's the one you buy without knowing these 7 critical facts that separate smart buyers from people who lose $30,000 in 12 months. After spending 8 years in the Porsche ecosystem, tracking every maintenance bill, depreciation curve, and ownership horror story, I've figured out the exact formula that will save you between $15,000 and $40,000 while helping you pick the perfect Porsche for your actual life. Not the fantasy version the dealer is selling you. The market is shifting dramatically right now, and what worked in 2023 won't protect your money in 2025, which is why timing this video matters more than ever. Here's what nobody tells you about buying a Porsche in America right now. First, the emotional purchase trap that catches 70% of first-time buyers. You walk into that showroom, smell the leather, hear that flat 6 engine purr, and suddenly you're signing papers for a car that costs more per month than your mortgage. I watched a guy last month trade in his paid-off Toyota for a base Macan he couldn't afford because the salesman convinced him it was an investment. 6 months later, he's underwater by 20 grand and trying to sell it on Bring a Trailer. Second, buying the wrong model for how you actually drive. You think you need that GT3 for weekend canyon runs, but you're really sitting in traffic 5 days a week, destroying those carbon ceramic brakes that cost $12,890 to replace. Third, ignoring total cost of ownership while focusing on monthly payments. That $70,000 Cayenne isn't $70,000. It's $120,000 after insurance, maintenance, tires, and depreciation over 5 years. But here's where it gets interesting, because once you understand the Porsche ecosystem, you can actually make money while driving some of the best performance cars ever built. Let me map out exactly how this works. Starting with entry-level Porsches, the Macan, base Cayenne, and 718 Cayman or Boxster. The Macan seems like the obvious entry point at $59,900 base. But here's what dealers won't mention. Nobody buys base. The average Macan buyer spends $78,000 after options, and that's before the $70,000 ceramic coating and protection package the finance manager pushes. The sweet spot for value is actually the 2019 to 2021 Macan S with the Sport Chrono package, currently trading around $45,000 with low miles. If you're considering the 718 Cayman, you need to know about the 4-cylinder turbo engine that affects 80% of buyers who expected the classic flat 6 sound. The real winner here is a 2018 Cayman S with the naturally aspirated engine before they went Turbo 4, holding value better than any other entry Porsche. Moving up to mid-tier, the 911 Carrera, Cayenne S, and base Panamera. The 911 Carrera looks reasonable at $114,000, but the average buyer adds $35,000 in options without realizing each option hurts resale unless it's one of the big 5. Sport Chrono, Sport Exhaust, Premium Package, Sport Seats, and the front axle lift system that saves your bumper. The depreciation curve on a base Carrera drops 28% in year 1, then stabilizes at 4% annually through year 5. Compare that to a Carrera S, which only drops 18% year 1, making the S model actually cheaper to own over 3 years, despite the higher purchase price. Premium segment reality check time. The 911 Turbo, GT3, Taycan, and Panamera Turbo. These aren't just expensive to buy, they're expensive to exist with. A GT3 owner just showed me his annual costs. $17,400, including insurance at $4,475 per year. Tires every 8,000 miles at $2,500 per set, and track insurance at $300 per weekend. The Taycan seems tempting with that $7,500 lease credit. But factor in home charger installation at $2,000, higher insurance than gas models, and battery degradation that nobody talks about yet because the cars are too new. Now, let's talk real money mathematics. Year 1 depreciation hits different models completely differently. Your base Macan drops $22,000. Your 911 Carrera drops $32,000. Your Cayenne drops $35,000. But here's the plot twist. A 911 Turbo S only drops $25,000 despite costing twice as much. Year 2 through 3, everything stabilizes except the Taycan, which keeps falling. Years 4 and 5 separate the winners from the losers. The 911 starts appreciating if it's the right spec. The Cayenne becomes a $50,000 repair time bomb. The Macan holds steady but boring. Years 6 plus is where collectability kicks in. Manual transmission 911s from this era will be worth double. PDK automatics plateau. SUVs become virtually worthless relative to purchase price. The true cost calculation most people never do. Start with purchase price, then add insurance multiplied by your age factor. Under 25 pays double, over 50 pays 70% less. Add maintenance schedule costs, that's oil changes at $350 every 10,000 miles. Major service at $2,000 every 2 years, PDK service at $1,500 every 60,000 miles. Add consumables like tires at $2,000 every 20,000 miles, brakes at $3,500 every 40,000, clutch for manuals at $4,000 every 60,000. Don't forget the unexpected repair reserve. Budget $8,000 per year after warranty expires. Then calculate opportunity cost. That $100,000 could return $8,000 annually in the stock market. Here's the investment versus expense breakdown nobody explains properly. Models that appreciate include GT3, GT2, Speedster, manual transmission, anything, PTS paint to sample cars, and final edition models. Models that depreciate predictably are automatic Macans, base Cayennes, four-door anything except rare editions, and heavily optioned regular models. Models to avoid entirely include first year of any new generation, diesel anything in America, hybrid Cayenne and Panamera, and any Porsche with accident history, even minor. Let's match you to your perfect Porsche, starting with number 7, buyer types. The daily driver seeker needs a Macan S, Cayenne, or Panamera 4. Skip the base engines, they're gutless and hurt resale. Get the CPO warranty. It adds 2 years unlimited miles for peace of mind. Negotiate service packages at purchase. Dealers discount them 40% to move metal. The weekend warrior wants a 718 Cayman S or 911 Carrera. Manual transmission adds $10,000 to resale, but only if you can actually drive it properly. PDK is faster but lacks soul. Your call. Track insurance is mandatory. One-off at Laguna Seca costs more than 5 years of premiums. The investment collector should target 997 GT3, 991 Speedster, or manual 991 GT3. Authentication documentation is everything. Missing books drops value $15,000. Climate-controlled storage is non-negotiable for appreciation. Market timing follows the stock market with an 18-month lag. Dealer dynamics decoded, and this is where you save serious money. Best months to buy are November and December, when dealers need to hit annual quotas. August is second best. Everyone's on vacation and inventory sits. End of quarter means March, June, September, December, final weeks. Model year transitions happen in September. Last year's models get discounted 12% average. Allocation gaming for GT cars requires buying 3 regular Porsches first. It's an unwritten rule, but very real. Negotiation leverage most people don't know exists. Set up appointments at 4 dealers minimum. Let each know you're shopping same day. Trade-in values vary by $8,000 between dealers. Get all 4 appraisals in writing. Finance versus cash. Dealers make money on financing, so finance then pay off immediately for better deal. Extended warranties costs 50% less if you buy it separately 90 days later. When the dealer says everyone pays over sticker, show them completed sales on cars.com at MSRP. When they claim this spec is rare, pull up AutoTrader showing 17 identical cars within 500 miles. The 3 words that save you thousands are what's your best, not what's the price. Red flags that should make you walk immediately. Any add-on over $500 except paint protection film. Documentation fees over $395. It's literally printing paper. Suspicious gaps in service history, especially around 60,000-mile major service. Stories about elderly single owner when Carfax shows 5 owners. Pressure to decide today, real deals don't expire in 24 hours. First-year ownership reality nobody prepares you for. Break-in period requires keeping RPMs under 4,500 for first 2,000 miles. Painful but necessary. Service requirements hit at weird intervals. Budget 3,000 year 1 for surprises. Warranty claims require fighting. Document everything with photos and emails. The Porsche community is actually welcoming if you respect the heritage and don't immediately stance your car. PCA membership at $135 per year gets you 10% off parts and service at many dealers. Maintenance mastery that keeps costs reasonable. Dealers charge double what specialists charge for identical work. Independent Porsche specialists are gold mines. Find yours through Renlist forums. Parts from FCP Euro come with lifetime warranty, including wear items. That's huge for consumables. DIY oil changes save $200 each, but require $60 special tool for drain plug. Keep records of everything. Missing service history drops resale value 20% minimum. Let me rapid fire through every current Porsche model with the 30-second truth. Macan, perfect suburban compromise. By 2019 S, avoid base engine. Expect $45,000 all in for 3 years. Cayenne drives better than it should. Lease, don't buy. Depreciation is catastrophic. Get S minimum. 718 Cayman and Boxster. Best driving deal in lineup. Manual only for resale. 2018 S is sweet spot. 911 Carrera, icon for good reason. 991.2 best value. Avoid first year 992. 911 Turbo, supercar performance, daily driver reliable, by CPO only. Budget $20,000 annually. GT3 track weapon supreme. Manual worth $30,000 premium. Ceramic brakes are a mistake for street. Panamera, Autobahn crusher. Depreciation disaster. Lease only. Sport Turismo wagon holds value better. Taycan, early adopter tax applies. Wait for Generation 2, lease to get federal credit. Advanced strategies that separate amateurs from professionals. European delivery saves 7% but takes 3 months. Worth it for expensive models only. Porsche Financial Services lease, then buyout beats bank loans by 2% average APR. CPO warranty is transferable. Adds $5,000 to resale value, always get it. Future-proofing means buying final generation naturally aspirated engines. They're the next air-cooled. Decision framework for actually pulling the trigger. The 48-hour rule means never buy same day. Sleep on it twice minimum. Your action sequence is model selection based on actual use, not dreams. Budget including 50% safety margin. Financing pre-approval from 3 sources minimum. Insurance quotes from 5 companies. Then dealer appointments scheduled same week. The difference between Porsche owners who love their decision and those with regret comes down to buying the car that fits your actual life, not your Instagram fantasy. If you take just one thing from this video, let it be that the cheapest Porsche to own is the one you buy right, maintain properly, and sell strategically. Your perfect Porsche is out there, and now you have the blueprint to own it without going broke. Drop your dream Porsche spec below. Model, year, color, transmission, and I'll tell you exactly what to watch out for. The smart money is moving right now while everyone else is distracted by the holidays. And that window for the best deals closes in exactly 6 weeks when tax refunds hit and demand spikes 30%.